All your nurses just quit. So, in the past month 6 nurses either put in their notice or straight up quit where I work. Myself included. And 2 are actively seeking other employment. The reason is we are a 90-person facility and there are only 2 nurses in the facility the majority of the time. So, the nurses have like 40 to 50 patients at a time. We aren't able to do our job safely or in a timely manner. COVID just hit our facility again and management aren't doing anything to help us. We all just kind of put up with for a while. Then one day a nurse came in and was told she would have 50 patients and 3 admissions. She went up to the manager in front of a bunch of coworkers and said, "I don't need this fucking job. You do it," and left. She definitely started something because after that point everybody started quitting. Anyways, just thought I'd share. It feels good to be free of that place. Update. Just found out a 7th one quit. 2 nurses for 90 patients? That seems extremely dangerous. Is there some government agency to report it to? That is insane. I can't believe anyone would think it's okay to have 40 patients per individual nurse. Totally get them quitting. It's insane that daycare workers have a maximum of 5 kids per caregiver but nurses have no cap on patients. Literal insanity. I'm a nurse and recently quit my cushy clinic job because they refused to discuss a pay raise with me. See ya. I now do COVID testing. Work only 1 day a week because I pretty much quadrupled my previous hourly rate. Nurses demand more pay and better employers. If these companies need us so bad they can pay us more and give us safe staffing ratios. Yeah, fuck that. Because one mistake and it's your license on the line. Good on you and your coworkers. Fuck places like this. If you can, you should reach out to that first nurse and let her know you appreciate it. Also, those conditions are inhumane. I dread ever having to go into a facility and being treated like that. It's so fucking scary. Providence here in WA had a strike but I don't think they even got nearly what they deserve. A nurse there literally saved my life when the doctor was being too stupid to see what was actually happening to me. I was sad to find out all of the letters I sent to their supervisors and online telling them how she's my hero never even made it to her attention. I brought them sandwiches on the picket line and canceled all my appointments until they got raises. I'd have switched altogether but they bought out all the cancer centers near me and I didn't want to die. We the people appreciate you. Fuck the pay-to-play systems. This internet stranger is proud of you. Please burn American healthcare to the fucking ground. We have the most expensive healthcare in the world but the people working in it get shit on. It's the most fucking perverse thing I have ever seen. As a skilled nurse, finding better and more lucrative employment will be easy. Glad you stood up to the system. There is a major walkout of nurses and staff near me too. Kinda sucks. But seeing the without anyone to admit people was a scary scene. I don't blame them either. I hear you. I work for a state agency in a mental health facility and we've had 7 people quit in the last 2 weeks. We were already short-staffed because we have had a lot of people quit over the last year and none of the new hires stay longer than 2 months. Management refuses to help or stand up to the main office. The main office in the state capital never used to bother us or any of the other locations throughout the state. They started to during COVID and on top of being overworked and underpaid. They implemented this system that micro-manages us. Like to the point where we are supposed to let them know when we are using the bathroom and if it's longer than 10 minutes they call your supervisor. WTF? As soon as I find another job with comparable health insurance, I am out of there. We would all quit if we didn't need the insurance. I'm sorry, what? I'm a nurse and we're WAYYY over our patient to nurse ratio and we're at 7-to-1 right now. I wouldn't be able to get to 20 patients if I had superpowers. IDK, how this is even possible. Grats on leaving a shit working environment. I currently work at a plasma donation center. And we are getting a lot of interest from nurses lately. We have to have on location to operate. And I gather from them this is the easiest thing you can do with a nursing license for somewhat competitive pay. I hate being a nurse. I keep trying to go back and quit after 2 months. Being a cashier is heaven compared to being a nurse, so that's what I'm going back to doing. As a nurse, I can say I can easily see 50 patients in a shift. Now treating them, medicating them and making sure they don't die is another story. Sounds like a lot of people are quitting the medical field and I can't blame them. Go on contractor work. You usually have to cover your own benefits. But you could set the terms of your contract, making sure you aren't overwhelmed with patients and paid very well for it given the insane demand. Been hearing a lot of nurses are doing it right now.
Name and shame.
Good for you. Thank you so much for your services and I hope you can take some time to realign yourself mentally. You will definitely find better employment elsewhere, where they value and protect your well-being. From do more with less to less than do everything with nothing. I am amazed how thick these administrators are who think a nurse is just a piece worker who needs to do less than so many patients according to what administrators who know fuck all about the job think is a suitable amount of expensive workers. I've said it for years. So long as people put up with it, management does whatever the fuck they want. Until the nurses walk out the door and there's nobody left, and then what? Who's going to do the job now? The administrators? Cackling laughter. I'm reading more and more stories here of workers who've just had it with the daily bullshit and who just walk away. It's easy to bully the overworked worker and to force inhumane circumstances upon them until they all walk away. Now management is alone and there's nobody left to yell at. Now what are you going to do? If I'm one of the remaining nurses, I tell management, I'm now going to get 2.5x my current pay. You are going to write that contract now before I lift a finger. If you don't want to. If you start negotiating, I'll walk right out that door, points at the door, and you'll never see me again. Decide now. Not in America. Few areas within public hospitals have had to shut down because of short staffing issues in my country. They're up and running again. For now, our ratio is recommended 1 to 6 nurses, patients. Area dependent. And that's max, but it doesn't always happen. Or should I say hardly happens. Too many nurses are leaving, mass exodus, and who blames them? It's written in the cards. This is just the beginning of some major and global issues that we'll all start seeing very soon unless major change happens. Unfortunately, major change only happens when the blinkers are removed and those with position of power syndrome need to remove their heads from certain dark, smelly locations before change will occur. Emo. Only. This hasn't even hit the eye of the storm yet.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.